The trees are bending over. The people outside are bending over. The wind makes it hard to walk. The wind makes it hard to drive. The big trucks have to pull over. They have to stop on the side of the freeway. One driver did not stop. He was in a hurry. The wind blew his truck over. The big truck is on its side. The wheels are spinning in the wind. The driver was not hurt. He is waiting for a crane. The crane will pick up the truck. The crane will put the truck on its wheels again. The driver learned his lesson. He will never drive in the wind again. The wind makes it hard to fly, too. Pilots know the wind is dangerous. They do not fly their small planes in windy weather. They do not want to crash into the ground. A crash will kill them. They sit at the airport. They drink coffee. They wait for the wind to die down. More than 100 passengers got on the plane. It was a winter day. It was January. The weather was very cold. It was snowing. Ice was on the roads, but the airport was open. The big jets were flying. A little snow never stopped a big jet. Big jets fly all the time. They rarely crash in bad weather. They rarely crash in good weather. Big jets are very safe. The passengers got on the plane. It was 7 a.m. The plane was supposed to take off at 7:30 a.m. It did not take off at 7:30 a.m. It did not take off all morning. It did not take off all afternoon. The plane sat on the runway until 6:30 p.m. The passengers sat in the plane all day. The plane could not take off. The pilot could not see the runway. He could not see anything. The only thing he could see was his two hands. A little snow was okay, but this was a lot of snow. This was too much snow. But maybe the snow would stop. Then they could take off. So the pilot waited. The passengers waited. At 6:30 p.m., the pilot told the passengers to get off the plane. Everyone was happy to leave the plane. They went back into the airport. They waited for the snow to stop, but it didn't stop. It snowed for 2 more days. Your grandma told you not to lie. Your grandpa told you not to lie. Your mother said to tell the truth. Your father said to tell the truth. You try to tell the truth. You try to tell the truth all the time, but you cannot tell the truth all the time. No one can tell the truth all the time. Everyone lies sometimes. Your mother lies sometimes. Your father lies sometimes. Your teacher lies sometimes. You lie sometimes. You lie to be polite. You lie to protect someone you love. You lie to protect yourself. You lie when you get caught. You lie to get something you want. You lie to be popular. You lie to avoid work. You lie to your family. You lie to your friends. You lie to strangers. It's normal to lie. Some people say that lying is bad. They say that lying is evil. They say that they never lie. That is a big lie. Of course, they lie sometimes. Everyone lies sometimes. Lying is like laughing. It is part of life. The economy is bad. People are out of work. People are losing their jobs. People are getting laid off. People are getting fired. People want to work, but nobody is hiring workers. Nobody needs workers. Everyone has less money. Everyone is spending less. Everyone is buying less. Consumers are not buying anything extra. They are buying only what they need. They are not buying new cars. They are keeping their old cars. They are not buying new homes. They are staying in their old homes. They are not buying new clothes. They are wearing their old clothes. They are not taking vacations. They are staying home. They are not going to restaurants. They are doing things that are cheap. They go to the library. They go to the park. They go to the museum. They go to the beach. They stay home and watch TV. Life is hard. Life is tough. Everyone hopes the economy will get better soon. They hope the bad times will go away soon. It was Susan's birthday party. She was 7 years old. She was born July 18th. She was in second grade. She had many friends. She had friends in school. She had friends at church. She had friends in swim class. She had friends in dance class. Nancy was her best friend. Nancy and Susan did everything together. Susan invited all her friends to her party. All her friends came to the party. It was a pool party. The pool party was in her backyard. About 30 kids came to her pool party. There was a lot to eat. They had hamburgers and hot dogs. They had oranges, apples, and bananas. They had cake, candy, and marshmallows. They had soda and juice. There was a lot to do. They swam in the pool. They dove off the diving board. They floated on the floats. They played many different games. Everyone had fun. Everyone had a good time. No one wanted to go home. No one could wait until Susan turned 8. He loved his plants. His plants were in pots. There were 10 pots in back of the house. There were 8 pots in front of the house. There was a different plant in every pot. No plants were the same. They were all different. They were all beautiful. It was Friday. It was time to water the plants. He watered the plants once a week. He went outside. He grabbed the hose. It was green and long. It was about 40 feet long. He turned on the water. Water came out of the end of the hose. He watered each plant in back of the house. He watered each plant until the soil was dark and wet. He watered each plant until the soil was soft. Then he went out front. The hose out front was also green. It was 30 feet long. He watered all the plants out front. Puddles of water were around each pot. There were 8 puddles of water out front. Butterflies and bees visited the wet plants. He watched for a while. Then he went back inside. Next week, he would water the plants again. He was poor. He needed more money. He needed a good job. He had a job, but it wasn't a good job. It was a bad job. He was a waiter. He worked in a restaurant. It was a cheap restaurant. The meals were cheap. The customers were cheap. They usually gave him quarters for tips. Sometimes they gave him $1. Sometimes they gave him nothing. That made him angry. Why did they give him nothing? He was polite. He was helpful, yet they gave him nothing. He wanted to kick those customers, but then he would go to jail. He didn't want to go to jail. So he went to school. School was free. He wanted to be a mechanic. He liked to fix things. He wanted to fix cars. He wanted to own a car shop. He would make money. He would hire other mechanics. That would work for him. He would buy a house. He would get married. He would have a family. Life would be good. Right now, life was bad. But he would make it better. Today was her lucky day. She was late for the bus, but the bus was late too. So she didn't miss her bus. She was late for work, but her boss was late too. So her boss didn't know that she was late. She didn't have any cash for lunch, but her friend had a 2-for-1 lunch coupon. So she got a free lunch. Her boss was feeling a little sick. He told everyone to take the afternoon off. She went to the park. A green piece of paper was under the park bench. She picked it up. It was a $5 bill. She looked around. Where did the money come from? There was no one around. She was the only one in the park. There were some birds and squirrels in the park, but this was not their money. This was her money. It was her lucky money. She went across the street to the liquor store. The lottery jackpot was worth $10 million. She bought 5 lottery tickets. She knew that one of them would be lucky. This was her lucky day. We have a nice house. It has 3 bedrooms. It has 3 bathrooms. It is a 1-story house. It doesn't have any stairs. It doesn't have a second floor. It doesn't have a basement. It does have an attic. It has a chimney and a fireplace. It has a kitchen. It has a dining room. It has a living room. The living room has a big sofa and a big TV. Our living room is our family room. We watch TV together. We play games together. We play games like Scrabble and Monopoly. We enjoy those games. They are fun to play. We have a small front yard. We have a big backyard. We don't have a swimming pool. We don't have a garden. We have a 2-car garage. My mom has a blue Cadillac. My dad has a red Honda.